And we're here at the Harper's Colombo Fort Cafe, and I'm here with Hi TV, bringing to you easy, simple, homemade recipes with our chef, Ale. Hi Ale.
Hi,
How have you been?
Very good, very good. How about yourself?
I've been good, I've been quite well.
Okay.
Could you tell me more about the Colombo Fort Cafe?
Well, the Colombo Fort Cafe has been around for just over 3 years, as long as Dutch Hospital has been reopened to the public. And we've been very successful in the short time that we've been here, and we look forward to be serving more guests as we go along in our culinary journey, as we like to call it.
Well, I hear a little birdie actually told me that we're going to be cooking some really fancy recipes.
Not fancy, the little birdie has given you the wrong note, but we're going to make some very easy stuff that we can do at home. So the first thing that we have looked at doing today is doing a salad. Now a salad could be put together anyway. Anything that you get in your vegetable at the market with vegetables, with fruit, whatever it is, anyone can toss together a salad. But we're going to do a very basic salad along with a citrus vinaigrette, which is really health conscious as well for those that are watching your calories. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it and follow on and make your own.
So this is perfect for me. I've been wanting to lose a little bit of weight myself, so I'll be cooking this for lunch or dinner or
whatever time, but I'll reserve the comment.
Could you just give us a brief on what you're making?
So we're going to start off with the salad.
Yeah.
Salads are very easy to make. You can toss it together with basically anything you have in your fridge, in your crisper, and it's easily accessible at any grocery store, polar, vegetable market, whatever you want to call it. It's easily available. So what we have over here, we have some mixed lettuce. We got some tomato. Really nice bell peppers. You see them, they are nice and fresh. You got red, green and yellow. These peppers are not spicy. Bell peppers tend to be sweet. It has a lot of crunch to it. So and they're really healthy as well. We got some onions, and just for good measure we got some cherry tomatoes. And I think you were asking me earlier what the difference between the two. Quite frankly, this is a bit sweeter and they're smaller, and it just makes the plate look a whole lot prettier. I prefer to use these when I want to make my own sun-dried tomatoes at home.
Oh, yeah.
Besides using the big ones, these ones turn out to be much better. All right, so to start off.
So could you just see?
Yeah. Oh well, we got our seasonings here. So we got some salt, we got pepper, and over here we got some dried oregano that we're going to use for our vinaigrette. Okay. So before we start off, we always got to make sure our hands are clean, our hands are washed. So we have both washed our hands. You can attest to that.
Yes.
And so we'll just go ahead and we'll just pick up some lettuce, and we'll just get all different colors. All right, so first we need to cut this, and we don't want to cut them really small. You want to cut
like
them
half an inch maybe?
Yeah. So that way you got some big bites in there.
A little bit of crunch to it.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and grab one of these bowls, and we'll toss this the lettuce here. Now remember, because it's a salad, you got to eat a little bit more. If not, you're going to be hungry. So
all those who are
yeah.
diet conscious, weight conscious, it won't really matter because it's got no calories.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and put that in there. And now we've got our bell peppers. So just go ahead and take off just that.
So you don't really need the whole bell pepper. You just take
just whatever's proportionate for the
what you like
exactly for the salad, right? So we're going to cut the thin slices, and since you wanted to cut it,
yes, let me
I'll
just
give it
try
to you. Watch your fingers.
I shall start from the other corner.
Okay.
So this that work, Alex?
That's fine. You can go ahead and toss that in there.
Alright, let me just keep that on the side. And there it is. There we go.
Okay, so just go ahead and we'll.
I might be a little slower, so I guess you should take up.
Well, it
But
really
it's-
doesn't matter when you're cooking at home.
Yeah, because it's quite an easy recipe.
Yep. We'll go ahead and we put these in there. And we've got the yellow ones.
They look nice and crispy.
That's the whole idea, is to keep it crispy. And the other thing what you do when you're making salads is you never want to toss your salad with the vinaigrette before, because
Yeah.
all it's going to do is it's going to soak it, and you're not going to have the whole point of salads is supposed to be crunchy.
Yeah.
And
I've noticed,
it's
though.
possible you make this ahead of time and you leave it in the fridge for about an hour or so that it gets really cold before you actually have it.
So nothing would basically happen to the lettuce leaves?
Absolutely not.
So it will remain crunchy.
It will remain crunchy as long as there's no liquid in it.
Okay.
So we're going to go
Do you
ahead and
need
put
to
this.
maybe put a cellophane when you're putting it in the fridge?
If you want
or-
to, that's fine. But even if you don't, I would prefer to put a cellophane so that way you don't get any of the smells that come from whatever else is in the fridge.
Yeah.
But if you don't, that's perfectly fine as well. You can leave it in your crisper. So we're going to put in our onion next. And this is also sliced.
It doesn't matter if it's a little thicker. The thicker the better.
Well, that
or-
depends on. A lot of people don't like to eat raw onion, so it all depends on if you like onion. If you don't like onion, don't put it in. So we got our
It's
onion.
just an option.
Exactly. So we got our onion in there. And for this particular one, I'm going to use the cherry tomatoes instead of using the regular. These in Sri Lanka, these would be something that would be close to what we call Roma tomatoes, elsewhere in the world. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some of the cherry tomatoes.
So you don't need to chop them up, nothing. They just taste sweet and good, just as
like
it
that,
is.
all whole. Okay. And into this, we're going to go ahead and put in a
Bit of salt.
bit of salt.
So
Now remember, salt
to your
you-
taste.
to your taste, but make sure you always under salt, because you can always add more, but you cannot reduce. So we got that. Okay, so now we've got our salad done here. Remember, when you're adding salt, not just to a salad, but to any of your food, make sure that you add less salt to begin with, salt to taste for that matter, because you can always add more, but you cannot take out salt from what you put in. So make sure that you under salt and then you cook as you go. If not, you're going to ruin the dish that you make. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make our vinaigrette. Chantal, now what we're going to make is we're going to make a very simple dressing for this salad. What we forgot to cover before is that I'm going to add shrimp to this salad. This is very easy to make. Buy the shrimp anywhere, peel it, take off the shell, take off its tail, and you can grill it in a pan. If you have a little griddle at home, you can griddle it on that. It really doesn't matter. All you need is some salt and pepper to season it. And here we have some grilled shrimp.
So how long would you say would be?
5 minutes. Seafood cooks really fast, so you want within 5 minutes it's cooked. And also even this, you want to make sure that it's refrigerated earlier, before time.
Yeah.
So it's not warm, because salad shouldn't be eaten warm. And if you put warm shrimp into this, you're
It'll
going to
soak
wilt
up.
the salad leaves. So basically what I'm going to do is
Do you
make
use
this.
any other protein? I'm sorry, Alec, just to like.
You could add chicken to this. You could add squid to this. You could add
So basically, whatever goes.
whatever you like that goes in. But for this particular one, since we're doing a citrus vinaigrette and citrus goes really well with seafood, we decided to go with shrimp with this
Alright.
one. Okay. So to make this, I have some lime juice here. Just add a little bit of lime juice.
So about a teaspoon or two.
About 2 tablespoons of lime juice.
Okay.
And we're going to add about the same amount of orange juice.
That looks good.
Yep. And we got some olive oil. Everyone's got to have olive oil. Now remember guys, when you're making vinaigrettes, you should be using olive oil. Don't use vegetable oil or for that matter, ghee oil or anything else that's available in the fridge. Olive oil, when we start off, we just put about a tablespoon of olive oil in there, and if it's not to our liking, we can keep adding more. And the same with the lime and the orange.
The tastes differ between the olive oil and the vegetable oil.
That's right, but
So-
it's also
Healthy?
it's also healthy, and I mean, when you're making a vinaigrette, you generally want to go with the best thing that's available. So we'll add a bit of salt to this. And remember, you want to put a little bit more salt because there's oil in here, so it's going to absorb the salt.
And also there's a little bit of salt in the salad.
Exactly. So we're going to put some pepper. And here we have dried oregano.
Where could you get oregano from?
Anywhere, today, in this day and age, you can find it anywhere. Probably not at your little corner shop, but you can get it at any supermarket, or for that matter, specialty grocery store. So we're going to go ahead and whisk this.
So how long would you say?
We're going to whisk this for about 5 minutes or so that it gets nice and thick. Alright, so you see how it has changed color? Now the all important thing is to actually taste it. So
it's got lime, orange, salt, and pepper, and oregano.
That's right. So I'm thinking there's a little bit too much lime.
Okay.
At the moment, so we're going to add a little bit more olive oil.
So that cuts out the lime.
Exactly. And we'll add a little bit more salt. So alright, so we're going to bring this over here, and we're going to add this really nice shrimp that we have to it.
So you'd leave it in the fridge, take it out, then you put the shrimp in.
You could do all this. The idea is before you incorporate the shrimp into your salad, you want to make sure your shrimp is cold. Do not put warm shrimp or hot shrimp straight in here. Alright, so we got this. I'm just going to use a glove, just because I'm going to dot it. These also can be found anywhere. If you don't have, just put on a little plastic bag.
You could get it at any supermarket.
Yep. And so we're going to go ahead and just toss this first.
It'll get a little messy, but it's very easy.
And now we're going to go ahead and incorporate dressing.
Well, that looks really good.
Remember, let's not put too much. Toss that in. Alright, so now it's time to plate this. Now remember, fancy plate over here, but if you don't have a fancy plate, that's perfectly fine.
At home you could use a bowl or
use a bowl. You technically don't eat salads on a flat plate because you're going to have a problem eating it, so try to find something that's deep. So I'm just going to go ahead and plate this. Let me move this up over here.
Yeah, let me just get that away.
So, and the whole point about food is you want it to look good. Because
as much as it tastes good, you need it to look good.
It's like, the first thing you do is you see the food, then you smell the food, exactly, then you smell the food, and then you finally you taste it.
And it goes into your tummy.
Exactly, so those three senses need to go along together.
Well, that definitely does look good. It's very appealing.
So you got a lot of color going on here.
You need a little rainbow in your food.
Yep. And see, that's another way to probably get kids to eat their veggies. Is to make the food look good instead of it looking bland and just plain boring. It's much easier to get your kids at home to maybe, if you want them to eat salads instead of eating the junk food that they usually do, is to make the food look really good. So over here we got I would call it a shrimp citrus salad, and hope you guys try making it at home and then enjoy it.
I'm gonna go home today and I'm gonna cook that. Definitely. It'll take 15 minutes.
What's important about food is that you make food look good, because there are three senses that we use when we actually consume food. First we see it, then we smell it, and then what we finally do is we taste it. So it's really, really important. And maybe if you make your food look good at home, you can actually make your kids or get your kids to eat their vegetables, eat food that's good for them instead of maybe their regular junk food that they're used to eating. So those are the things that's important. A few other things as far as making salads are concerned: always make sure that your produce is fresh. If it's your salad leaves to your vegetables, make sure they're washed well. And if it's your salad leaves, once you wash them, make sure you leave them out to dry. Like you put it in a colander or something of that sort where it drains out, so you don't use salad leaves that are just all soaked with water. Make sure before you make your salad that your vegetables are nice and cold. Same with your meats. If you put in any meat or seafood, make sure that your seafood is not warm or hot, that it has had plenty of time to cool down, and then you add it in so that way your vegetables do not wilt. And you've got something as beautiful as this, and that is simple to make by anyone at home. So, do you want to do a taste on this? Let me grab a fork for you real fast. Let me try it here.
Thank you. Are you going to join me in eating?
It's all yours. You
right.
help cook it.
That looks really good. I'm just going to pick a tomato myself because I hear tomatoes are good for your skin.
That might explain how good mine are, because I eat a lot of tomatoes.
Oh, that's really good.
Is it how's the vinaigrette? Is it too?
I love the tang.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat this bit up.
It's all yours to finish.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
I love the vinaigrette. I love the taste of it. It's really fresh, and I mean, it didn't take even 15 minutes to make that. And
Not at all.
it's amazing. I think you guys should try it back at home.